Hello everyone, and welcome to another royal reading here at Mad World Tarot. A very hot Mad World Tarot. We're having really quite shocking weather at the moment, but we're going to fight our way through it with the Wandering Star Tarot today. And today I'm looking at two wandering stars. That is Harry and Meghan, who are threatening to resurrect their 4 royal tours and visit Australia in the first quarter of 2026. And we know this because the news was broken by quote unquote celebrity astrologer Angela Pearl on her Instagram account. And Harry and Meghan, in a little note that they wrote to her, said they were looking forward to visiting Australia again. She's a Ukrainian astrologer who is based in Australia now. Apparently, according to an insider, a tour is a priority for 2026, an Australian tour, of course, because their 2018 tour was such a great success. Not anything to do with the fact that William and Catherine have been invited to visit in 2026. Never. They say that Meghan's reasons for going are because she wants to launch her as ever brand in Australia soon, and they say that Harry's reasons for going are because he wants to visit friends like the Irwins. And it doesn't matter that Prince William is big buddies with Robert Irwin now because of Earthshot. Harry can still visit them. Won't stop him from paying the family a visit. So there's a poke in the eye for Prince William. Prince William is, according to these sources, these insiders, seething allegedly about the proposed tour and is at the forefront of ensuring any such fraudulent tour is a failure, and he's reaching out to all his contacts in Australia to block them. And there's also another story that allegedly the Australian government is refusing to grant Harry and Meghan visas for such a tour. We're going to have a little look at this with the Wandering Star Tarot, and part of the story from the insider is that Harry and Meghan are desperately keen to go and take Archie and Lily with them. And who's supposed to be going on tour with William and Catherine? Of course, but the 3 Wales children. So we're going to have a look. Are they really serious about going? Are they really serious about taking their children? Why are they going? Harry's reasons. We hear he really wants to just visit the Irwin family. And Meghan's reasons, she just wants to launch her brand. Of course, got nothing to do with William and Catherine going. Nothing at all. And we're going to look at official responses. Prince William, is he doing everything in his power to block this? The Australian government equally. And then will they go, and how will it go? So that's what we're looking at. Just need to juice these cards up a little bit more. Sorry about this. And then we'll get to it. And of course, tarot, one more. And it is, of course, just for fun and entertainment. It is, of course, just my opinion and speculation. And I just read energy, and disclaimer in the box below. Are the Parkles all aboard and waltzing back to Australia? That first tour, which was such a success apparently, that Prince Andrew, the then Prince Andrew, was sent allegedly by the Queen to go and smooth things over because people were so irate about behaviour. Banana bread, tea being thrown in the air, allegedly very hot tea being thrown in the air, skipping out of events, and so on and so on. That's it. That's the thing that we need to be looking at. Ooh, we got the Hermit. That's Prince Harry, inner work, healing, solitude. It's his card, Virgo card, Major Arcana. If only they would focus on healing and solitude and inner work. I think they focus on anything but those attributes of the Hermit. This is all about Harry. This is about Harry's need to be Prince Important while he still can be Prince Important. Neil Sean, who was one of the early ones to start the story rumbling along, allegedly said that the Parkles were looking for charities to piggyback onto, I guess, to pay their expenses and give them a reason to show up like they did, or Prince Harry did recently with Canada. So it seems to be highly motivated by Harry. I doubt that Meghan would really feel it necessary. And no offense to you Australians watching this out there, some of my earliest and dearest supporters on this channel. No offense to any of you, but I can't really think that Meghan would be that invested in visiting Australia now, except to spite the Princess of Wales, who might also be on her way to Australia soon. So that's our underlying energy, heart of this reading. What are we dealing with? And we are dealing with the Page of Pentacles in reverse. This is negotiations. It says talent, skill, money. Of course, money. It's in reverse. Who's going to subsidize this? How are they going to finance this tour? That's the big issue, really. They don't have much pull anymore with charities, with organizations. They certainly can't do the Nigeria tour, the Colombia tour that they did last year, early last year, when they were still relatively important and they could still pretend that they were somebody and they had pulling power and they could attract money to a country or to issues and causes and stuff like that. That's failing. And I think what that Page of Pentacles really says is that Harry in particular is in a lot of trouble because of his controversies around his charities. And so who's going to want to spend money paying for Harry and Meghan and the kids to tour Australia? Who really is going to invest in them now? Page of Pentacles is also the student of the tarot. It's in reverse. As somebody who's not really capable of acquiring any skills or giving a good speech or doing anything useful. I feel I need to add that energy to the mix. So let's get to the heart of this thing finally, and let's ask if they're really serious about going to Australia. I've got the 8 of Cups and it's in reverse. It's coming from a place of sort of petulance and spite for me. Change, shift, it says. 8 of Cups is about leaving sorrows behind and walking away from something that's painful. They can't do that. They can't let go. And I believe that this is particularly Harry's energy here, because he's our underlying energy. That he's got the sense of grievance about the fact that he's not been allowed back to do some light-hearted royaling, to save the royals in their moment of need, in their crisis. And so he's very stuck in this idea of himself and who he is and how important he should be and how doors should fall open because Prince Harry has been announced. Someone else has doors falling open when she is announced. We looked at that yesterday. I'm getting the same energy for Prince Harry here. This is coming from a sense of grievance that he can't let go of. And I'm silent now, pondering this energy. I am in this energy, and my heart sinks as I sit in this energy, because I think, and if you can hear me, I'm quite breathless. It's like my heart is being squeezed. I just feel that he's always going to be like this, that nothing is going to ever stop him or change him, unfortunately, for the rest of the royals. So kids as well, if he's going, Meghan's going, Archie and Lily, are they going to? Oh, I've got the Lovers. That's a Harry and Meghan, as they'd like to portray themselves. I don't see the kids in that. I see Harry and Meghan. We've actually seen them in that pose when he was the hairdresser. I think it was the Time magazine, Times 100 or whatever it was, cover. I think that it's just going to be them. If they go, it will be only Harry, only Meghan. My sense of that is that they both equal attention hounds or hogs and don't want to share the limelight with the kids. If the kids are there, first of all, who knows how they would behave in public? That's a huge risk. Second of all eyes would be on the kids and no eyes would be on Harry and Meghan. Harry and Meghan both equally needy for attention and for limelight. And if they're trying to rival the Waleses, then they are going to be front and centre. They're certainly not going to let their kids be front and centre. So I'm not seeing it. I'm seeing just the two of them. So, why? True reason for going. We've been told Harry just wants to, he has a list of contacts he wants to hit, and I'm quoting. Really? Why does Harry really want to go? Seven of Cups is a card of possibilities, options, keeping doors open. Delusion as well. With a very deluded energy, the Seven of Cups often. It's castles in the air. It's believing you're something special, and that you have all these options available to you. You can just push open a door and lightly, you don't even have to knock. You can just put a finger on the door and the door will swing open, and any number of marvelous things will come to you through that door. So it's coming from a place of privilege and entitlement and delusion about his status, his rights, his importance, his access to stuff. He honestly believes that he is that special still. I'm not seeing in his energy a particular desire to overshadow his brother's tour of Australia, which is being speculated about, hasn't been confirmed. I think the invitation has been issued. I don't know whether it's been formally issued or not, but certainly a desire has been expressed for William and Catherine to tour Australia next year with their kids. So let's see, Meghan. Does she really want to launch as ever in Australia? Or is it some more sinister reason for wanting to be there? Got the Eight of Swords in reverse. Anxiety, trapped, frustrated, that kind of energy, and it's in reverse. I'm not getting wanting to overshadow William and Catherine. I am getting that she needs to get herself back into circulation. She's got herself into a pickle this year. I've often seen this energy, this Eight of Swords, and her energy in 2025. She's backed herself into a corner with her launch of herself as a brand just by herself, with Netflix and with all the silly jams and things that she's trying to turn into $1 billion business. No one's falling for it. No one's backing it. As I say, she herself has backed herself into a corner. She now needs a reset, basically. She needs a new kind of vision for herself, and what better than to go back to royaling. So I think they're both equally desperate at this point for a reset, to prove to the royals that they can out-royal the royals. A lot of what Harry has been doing is to try to prove that point, and he's apparently very bitter and very angry that they're not taking any notice of his brilliant royaling that he's doing all over the place. I think Meghan wants another shot at that as well, because otherwise what is she going to do? She's just failed to launch herself as a supermodel. Harper's Bazaar cover. So more out of desperation. Delusion, Harry's side. Desperation, Meghan's side. That's how I'm reading this energy. And so let's move on to official response. Prince William, we hear, allegedly is seething about this fraudulent tour and is trying to block it. What's going on there? I've got the Three of Cups. That's friends. His friends' network. So he could well be call a friend, phone a friend, that kind of energy. And just the Irwins, by the way. If you see a strange man peering through the letterbox at your front door, ringing the doorbell, sort of hovering, don't answer. Hide under the beds, hide behind the sofa, whatever. Don't answer the door. That kind of message is going out. It's not furious. It's not seething. It's not going to blow the house down kind of energy. It's more tapping into friends' networks and just saying, just shut that down quietly. Talking to people about it. Maybe even getting feedback from people with that Three of Cups from friends. How do you think this will go? Have you heard anything? Is this serious? The seriousness of it still, I have to say, is questionable. Because that Eight of Cups isn't a serious, let's plan something, let's put our heads together, sorry for that pun, and plan something. It's more, I'm feeling sorry for myself and I'm still deluded. It's more of that energy than actual planning. So William's response seems to be, anyone heard anything? Perhaps now's the time, you need to book a holiday away. Just make sure you're out of town when the has-been shows up at your front door and the camera, the door cam is recording. It is that kind of energy. It's not massive at all. It's more almost like, well, let them try and see what happens. It's more almost amused. Three of Cups. Three of Cups is happy card. It's hanging out with your friends. It's enjoying yourself. It's not, I'm now going to ruin your lives, as the insider is telling us Prince William is trying to do. So we can imagine who the insider might be, allegedly. Let's move on to the Australian government and this wild rumour that they are refusing to grant the Parkles visas. And Meghan at least would need a visa if Harry is on that famous passport or thing that everyone claims he's on, a sort of diplomatic passport. Well, I'm sure he can go anywhere he likes. He certainly pops up in Ukraine whenever he feels like it. Australia, official Australia, what are they doing? 8 of Wands. Good news, travel, good news, travel. That's not, oh no, you're not welcome here. That's not at all. It would be the opposite. It would be in reverse. It's like, well, come. If you want to come, come. It's fine. We'll welcome you in. I don't see a red carpet with that. But I don't see them stopping them. I see them saying, you're fine. You can get good press coverage if you're worth it, if the press are interested, if people want to line the streets and wave as you process past them, announcing the Duchess of Sussex and H. Well then, good luck. It's fine. So we're being sold a lie here. In this article, in my opinion, there is no official horror and dismay about this. But behind the scenes, there might be, oh no, here they go again. But it's not showing up in this energy. The ones who are showing up in very negative and difficult energy are Harry and Meghan. Just to make that point very clear in this tarot reading. How about actually going? Are we going to see them? I got the King of Wands. And it could be, it says motivation, honor, standards, high status, a lot of publicity, a lot of attention. So it's possible that at least Harry might be there. Maybe herself gets left behind because we've got the Hermit here. That's his energy, not hers, as our underlying energy. So that's interesting. It might just be the has-been that pops up like he's doing for the poor unfortunate Canadians who are having to host him every few weeks at this point. I think he's due again in Canada next week for an estate agents conference. And that's why I think we're getting a bit of a laugh there with the Three of Cups in Prince William's energy of like, oh, well, let him. It's almost like bless. That kind of energy. So that for me is Harry's energy, very possibly going to pop up and hang around and try and be Prince Popular again. I'm not seeing Meghan. I'm seeing her there in the question of children. Would children be going? I'm getting no. What about reception? If this happens, how will it go? Ooh, it won't go well. The Chariot. But the Chariot is in reverse. Journey, success, progress are the key words. They are in reverse. It could even be as basic as some sort of travel problem that he has, some kind of issue that at the last minute there's a flight that's delayed or cancelled, or some kind of public procession-y thing that for some reason is stopped. But it's not going to go well. It's not going to be successful. Plans are going to unravel with that Chariot card in reverse. Yes, I know it's Prince William's energy, but we've already looked at Prince William. Prince William doesn't really seem to care about this. I think he's got bigger things to worry about at that point in his life. I personally believe he's going to have very big things to worry about. Then one of the things that could happen is the thing that I think is going to happen that's just in the timeline now. Maybe it will change. Maybe we'll get through this difficult period with Pa's health and we'll emerge on the other side in the course early part of next year, and it'll all be fine and this energy will kind of dissipate. But at the moment it's pretty bad, and one of the reasons why this might not go ahead is if there's bad news about Pa. Just he's taken a turn for the worse kind of news with that Chariot in reverse. Prince William, message to the has-been, oi, you can't be prancing around in Australia being Prince Popular. You need to be over here. And this time don't wait for herself to put herself on the plane too and hold everyone up. And I don't mean it in a terminal kind of a sense. That's the kind of picture that's coming through with that Chariot in reverse. So they're not going to get the acclaim, they're not going to get the attention, they're not going to get the notice and the cheering crowds and all that stuff. At the very least, with that Chariot card in reverse, they are not going to get the level of popular support that they had back in 2018, before we knew about the banana bread and want the whole of the governor's mansion and tea in the air and see-through outfits and clothes and price tags on clothes and grifting Maloney, what's her name, Jessica Mulrooney, there as well, and all the rest of it. And that was way before. So our interesting little reading. And it looks like something unexpected might come along to derail the ambitions, at least of the has-been. I think this is all about Harry at this point, and Harry trying to find his way in the world and failing. It looks to me as if he's going to fail anyway in this particular reading. That's it for this one. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.